Hi, Flosstube.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
Hi, Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
The relocated farm.
The relocated Slovak Farm.
Hi to all of our returning subscribers. Hello to all you new people. If you're new, there's a button down that says subscribe. Hit it. This here is the Slovak Farm, where we talk about cross stitch. That's kind of just taking thread we call floss and fabric. We just call it fabric. Yeah, but usually it's just starting out to Ada. You just make a bunch of colored X's and think about like 8-bit video game graphics with more colors. Trust me, they get up to like 32-bit color with the craziness they get going on here. They get very small X's and like a million of them, and they make like, I don't know, Aragorn and Arwen kissing when they're getting married. And it looks realistic with X's.
Is that a lovely explanation of what cross stitch is, darling?
Yep.
Fabulous.
I'm not normal.
No, you're not.
Not even my washing machine has a setting called normal.
No, it does not.
If I ever get one that does, I'm gonna actually get out and go put it. I'm putting an A and a B in front of it.
Today's Monday, November 30th. It's the last day. It's the last day of November.
And if you're wondering why we didn't film last week, it's a very simple solution.
We haven't filmed in. We skipped 2 weeks. We missed 2 weeks because of moving.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks. Whoa.
It was 2 weeks. It's okay because of moving. I'm still exhausted.
I'm gonna be sore for a week. Our heads look huge now.
They do.
Yeah, we have a very interesting setup that I might actually take a picture of and show you.
We had to change our setup, obviously, because no more fireplace, no more red chairs.
Yeah, the red chairs died. And this house doesn't have the same type of lighting as the other one does. It doesn't have 5 light bulbs in a room.
The lighting in this house kind of stinks.
Give me a bit. I'm going to have to update the wiring before I can update the lighting.
But it's all good. Because we live in the country now.
Sort of.
Sort of.
We're still in a village, which is basically a town in this area. It's what's called a village.
Not a city.
I think you said we're 10th the size of what it was.
Yeah.
And everybody we know that's familiar with this area said we got a nice, lovely, quiet area. And we have half the house to heat. With new windows.
And half the house to take care of. And... Okay. Should we move on?
Okay, do I press the button?
Yes, press the button. It was a rough transition.
I'm rusty and broken and worn out.
Angry Boss is so exhausted. Okay, so whips.
None. I have been busy.
I think you stitched like 20 stitches the other night.
I'm literally so exhausted. Holding my arm up to stitch hurts. I haven't even been able to play video games that much. That's how flipping tired I've been.
I haven't been stitching all that much for me either.
I think in 3 weeks you've stitched your normal 1 week total.
He's not wrong. So if I go back to the last time we filmed, I did some stitches on Lady of the Flag for that week. But I've since done some more stitches on Lady of the Flag, so I'll save her for last. I don't even remember what these prompts were for, so I'm just going to show you my stitching. And
how about we just skip the prompt part and just show the stitching, and we'll catch up with the prompts next week.
Yes, so I stitched on my hut kit. That is a full coverage, a mini full coverage. I did, how many stitches did I do? I did 500 stitches on it. Got a lot done. I think all of this bush here, well, that bush too, excuse me, and then this grass down in here.
So you got drunken high?
Yep.
If you get the joke, comment below.
So that's my stitching on the hut.
And to the new people, we're usually a lot more energetic. It's gonna take us a solid, probably halfway through next year before we're unpacked. We literally have the size of our house, so we have to pick and choose what we use and what we're setting aside for the big sales. Random thought: does our town have a community yard sale?
I don't know.
We have to look into that.
Did I show you all of my finish? I don't think I showed you guys my finish on Plant Happiness.
No, you didn't. You showed it to me.
It's not over here, so let me finish going through my clips and I will pull that out.
Where is it?
In the trunk.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. I did some stitching on Scenic Farm in the midst of moving and trying to settle and being exhausted and sleeping on the couch in the afternoons. And blah, 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 blah. Okay. I'll have to read that in a minute. Text message from my boss. So I did some work on Scenic Farm. It's Dimensions kit. Yes, the outside is baked. This is why Laura makes working copies of her patterns, because I beat crap up. I beat crap up. I don't know how many stitches I've done on Scenic Farm. Let's see. I did like 300 some stitches. I don't know what I did. Anyways. I don't know how many total I did. Like I have it written down, but I will have to go through at the end of the year and total all of my stitches for the year on various projects, but here's where we're at. I have, there's a little partial building over here and the top of the silo to finish, and then all of the buildings on the first half of the project are done. And I will work on background, and then I will work on outline, and then I will move to the second half of the project. Sounds like plan? Sounds like plan. And that did not fold like it was supposed to. It might be upstairs in my stitchy bag.
Which one's your stitchy bag?
The rolly bag. Okay, and then I decided I wanted to try to get Cardinal Points finished. Well, I'm almost done with the top, this portion of Cardinal Points. So I was thinking, well, maybe I can get this done before the end of the year. Both the hut and Scenic Farm are stitched on the white kit Ada. I thought maybe I could get done with Cardinal Points. This is a little discombobulated. Get done with Cardinal Points before the end of the year. But as I was stitching on this Saturday, I was like, I'm just not feeling this. So I think I ended up doing 200. Yeah, I did 272 stitches, which brought the top border out and did the black box corner. I don't have the stuff stitched in here. So I was hoping maybe I could get like this done this year, and that would be like the top section. There are some words down here that are technically on the top pages that I could do, but we'll see if I actually get that done. Just wasn't feeling it. Wasn't. I mean, it's only the beginning of December, so we shall see where that gets to. And then I just decided I wasn't feeling it. I really just wanted to stitch on Lady of the Flag. So that's what I did. I stitched on Lady of the Flag. I don't have her cover photo over here, and I'm not going to get it. So, Cardinal Points is stitched on 18 count Cleveland Fog.
I interrupted you?
No. I've interrupted myself. So, Lady of the Flag is stitched on 32 count For Your Thoughts by Hand Dyed by the Slovak Farm. I haven't done a ton on her. I've only done a couple hundred stitches. But she's looking gorgeous. I don't have enough hands. So I did. What did I do? Oh, I did this strip in here. So my goal is to have her finished by by August of 2021. That's next year. So that I can put her in the Medina Needlework Guild show. So I have big plans for her. Big plans.
WTF that voice. Sneaky, sneaky, passy, wassy.
Alright, and now for my finish. I finished Plant Happiness. Yay! Can I have the cover?
Ding, 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 ding. Why do you need it? You have the switch.
I don't know where the bell's at. So, this is what it was charted to look like. Plant Happiness by Ursula Michael for Imaginating. I went completely nuts. And did everything in variegated flosses. So, I think all but maybe the center 3, 4, 5 have repeats top and bottom. But it's done. And I could not be happier with this. I think it turned out amazing. I think we love Joe.
Would you believe there's actually an official cowbell sound on YouTube?
I would.
And it's a cow rocking that head with a bell going like this.
Nice. So, this will get FFO'd at some point. I have to get a couple things. I have been watching. I discovered it's popped up on my Facebook feed. Dollar store refab crafts, and let me tell you, some pretty amazing stuff comes out of those. But it also so that led me down a rabbit hole on YouTube to some DIY, some inexpensive DIY like farmhouse decor. And I realized watching those that I can use some of those ideas to FFO some projects and them not be as heavy as they would normally be. If that makes sense. Because some things, like if you have seen my bell dress, my Brooks bell dress, that's finished on chunk of wood. And it's pretty darn heavy. I've seen some ideas where you can get that concept, but it's not as heavy. Which may be appealing to, I don't know, it's appealing to me. Because that means, A, it stores a little bit easier. And B,
you don't need to put a 1/8 of an inch hole in the wall to support it. And you don't have to worry about where the studs are.
Also true. So when I start doing that, I will show you. I'll share with you guys so that you guys can let me know if you like that as a finishing technique, and it's definitely something I will add to my FFOing wheelhouse. So that is it for whips this week. not
Sorry.
a whole lot of stitching going on. I think you guys all understand. And if you don't,
You are very fortunate and have never had to move.
Yeah.
Your mom might be kicking you out of your basement soon, though. Come on, that was funny.
Yeah, I had haul. PayPal screwed up and sent it to the wrong address, and I don't know where it's at. So, I'm gonna give it maybe another week, and then get a hold of Gina because I bought a bunch of needle minders. Told PayPal to send it to my mother's address, and they didn't.
Where is this new? Or
No, that's not new.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to try. So I'm going to get a hold of Gina if it doesn't appear in another week or so, and work on starting to reorder stuff.
Button time.
Button time. Yes, button time. Plans.
Welcome to Crafting with the Psycho Husband.
We were discussing our lighting because I look like Black-Eyed Kid almost with no eyeballs.
I actually have a magnifying glass with a ring of LEDs around it, light that I use for stitching. It has multiple brightness levels
you
and
can see it in my
multiple
glasses.
shades. I currently have it attached to a chair behind the thing, plugged into my Halo, which is basically a battery pack that does AC voltage and can jump your car. Not kidding.
Yeah, except sitting in the cold Saturday at the market drained my Halo really bad.
Cold kills batteries.
Not even plugged in. It just drained it.
Cold kills batteries.
I know.
But so we're gonna be looking into.
So the lighting will eventually improve. I apologize that it's kind of cruddy right now. I mean, most of you guys know.
I think you should find a sign, a little GIF for the first scene, and just put under construction.
I should.
Because that basically
Most of you guys are really good about it.
You can see our faces a lot better. We're closer.
Yeah, you can see us a lot better, and I'm a little bit better at adapt at getting stuff up to the camera. And there's more space being on the dining room table too. So, all right. So plans. Daily 30 is doing a tag game through the end of the year. I really don't know what it entails. I'm sorry, Cheryl. It got announced the Friday we were moving, and I knew I wasn't gonna have time to do it, and honestly, I haven't had motivation. I know that you have to do so many stitches. You get a set of words each week and do so many stitches, but the mechanics of how you tag someone and how you stitch out of that are lost on me because of all of that. So I'm just gonna take the rest of the year off and chillax.
Yeah, because you got I might get stitching in, but I have to modify a door to give it a cat door so we can put the cat food in there so the dog can't get to it. I gotta modify some kind of lighting situation in this room. I gotta replace the outlets in the basement. This is a lovely house. I love this house. It is the little things. It's just the little
It has a
things.
lot of little projects that need done that just to make it.
Thankfully, I can do it.
Yeah, make it more suitable towards us, like painting, and
that will not stay that color.
No,
that is not going to stay that color. That will stay that color. That trim is awesome. The trim to the door frame, that's dark brown. Or did you see the cat?
The cat and my love seat that I sit on to stitch is right in front of the big front window in the living room, and the cat must have messed with the window. And it scared the bejesus out of me. It's awful quiet here. It's just like...
You hear somebody start their car a few doors down quiet.
Yeah.
It also helps that, I'm not kidding you, we have a farmer's feed store over there, and behind you is a Catholic church.
Oh, he's walking on something that's got paper in it. That's the noise. Okay.
He found his tree.
So, it's awful quiet. So, like, every little noise kind of makes you go, what was that? But I love it. So, um, so I'm not doing tag. I'm chilling with that. I have one more week of Crystal Academy things to do. That's our final exams. And Myth and Magic Stitching is doing something for December. We don't actually know what at this point. I'm hoping we know by the time I get off of this, because technically it's December 1st over there now. My team has debated on participation because the tour of the Myth and Magic Kingdom, which was supposed to be relaxing 2 months, really wasn't.
I'm sorry. There's no such thing as relaxing when you put roadblocks. Relaxing is a nice meandering down the road, not having to not going down the turnpike paying toll every 20 minutes.
And here's the thing. The reason for the roadblocks and some of the more challenging aspects of Myth and Magic is because there was teams, one team in particular, that just wanted to steamroll through all of it and get done as fast as they can and be first, and through temper tantrums and hissy fits when they were told that they had to wait. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So.
I have a very firm no drama policy.
Yes. So for Crystal Academy final exams, I talked to my Crystal Academy dorm group for a little bit of assistance because I really wanted to work as much of the stitching into Lady of the Flag as I can, because I'm feeling really motivated to work on Lady of the Flag. I want to get a lot of stitches in on her. Should I burn out on her midway through the week, which is likely, I do have some other alternatives for... I do have other alternatives for the prompts, so... But as of right now, the first question for the Crystal Academy final exam is to explain why your whip corresponds with your impression of the healing spell we learned in the game. Again, I cannot pronounce the spell names. I'm not going to try. Sorry.
May I? Which one is it? The IMV?
Yes, the very last word.
Invocasi.
Invocasi. So, it's just a basic healing spell. And I'm going to scroll back here. You're going to have to bear with me, gang. So, to, related to crew, Lady of the Flag, my teammate, Sasha, I believe that's how you pronounce her name. If I pronounced your name wrong, I'm sorry. So her suggestion was that the whip invokes a sense of warmth and the scent of apple pie, because Lady of the Flag is very Americana and warm and fuzzy Americana.
Want to hear my dorky comment?
What?
Don't you see the book and the robe? She's a priest. She has healing magic. Or a cleric if you're D&D.
Also a very good idea.
And her deity is America. Which you actually could do in D&D.
I may put those two concepts together. Because for the prompt, you know, we get this so there's more to the explanation than just the question. Every person's healing aura is reflecting of themselves. Some emit warmth while casting. Others will comfortably chill the air. There are anecdotal reports that certain scents, such as cinnamon or marshmallow, permeate the air when casting their spells. So, explain why your whip corresponds to your expression of the spell. Yes.
I had another idea.
The
feeling immigrants had when they came into Ellis Island and saw the Statue of Liberty for the first time.
Also, good suggestion. See, there's lots of suggestions to go here.
Yeah, she's actually had friends book me.
Yes.
Sorry.
Sorry, we're both a little coffee. We went from a house with
No carpets.
no carpets and thin draperies to very heavy drapes, carpets. The people that were in this house before we bought it smoked pot, and it's better since I washed the drapes, but we're both going to be coughing for a little while.
Yeah, and I don't have the energy to rip all the stuff we just put in these rooms and shape with carpets. We were not given a lot of time to move because the people who bought our house were impatient little turds who had the patience and the common sense of a toddler who wanted their blankie.
We won't go there.
I just did. So you don't have to.
Yeah. Lady of the Flag admits a nice, warmth, homey, fresh baked apple pie feeling. And I mean, don't you feel nice and homey when you're healing? Don't you feel nice and warm and fuzzy when you're healing things?
Also, fire is actually considered one of the healing spells you can use as well. She has a torch.
Okay. So the next one is for the practical enchantments class. A common practice throughout mankind's history is locking away secrets or treasures, or sometimes both. What is something you would capture by casting? Yep, that spell to capture
Captifoam.
Captifoam. And this was another one where my team I asked my team for some ideas. And the suggestion was that the American flag is a treasure, and we are going to lock it away safely in the hearts of every American. The American flag and its ideals. The ideals of America.
How about just flat out freedom? And if you want it, she's going to step on you. And she's a big woman. I don't want to know what it'd be like to have the Statue of Liberty step on you. I don't think it would feel good.
No.
I know I'm weird.
For scurrying and self-improvement, when it appears that objects are misplaced, it could be an indication that the witch or wizard is out of balance. Perhaps they've lost focus or are having an overall rough patch. Stitch on a whip and explain how the subject of that pattern can bring back your focus. Well, my stitching bug was MIA for 2 weeks during all of this move crazy until I said, I really want to stitch on Lady of the Flag, and now I really want to go sit and stitch. So I would say that brought my focus back.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not the first time I've done that with Lady of the Flag, so. Okay. Forensic studies for magical use. The preservation of materials and ingredients is tantamount in the academy, as well as real-world applications. As evidenced by frozen frogs on the ground. We had to go frog gigging a couple times. Frozen claws are more destructive, but the free spell, because again, I'm not going to try to pronounce it, is an important stepping stone to more advanced magic. Select and stitch on a pattern that could be the first pattern in a series and how that fits. So I was a little bit stuck on how to get Lady of the Flag to fit that, but because she was not. Was she my first mirror?
No, but I think she was the first one you.
She was my first mirror that
she's
I started.
The first one. She's the first one you've done. I think she's the first pattern you did when you needed that big of a piece of fabric.
No, Cinderella was pretty big.
No, I think she's actually bigger than Cinderella. Height-wise, she is taller than Cinderella.
To be fair, I probably should have used that size of a piece of fabric for Cinderella. I was cheap back in the day.
I'm just saying.
I think she was my first memorabilia that I actually started. But
and by God, that series has gone a little crazy.
Yeah, no, I gotta find them.
I can't find my
mirrors. They're here somewhere. They got stuck into a random box because of where they were when we were packing. That's the real problem, because I know where they were in the other house.
Where were they?
They were on in the living room on the end table between Bandy's cage and the love seat.
I think I know where it is, but you're gonna have to wait a day or two because those things are heavy and my arms hurt.
Okay.
Unless you want to come and help carry.
They're here, and I don't have any real great need for them, outside of the fact that I'm trying to plan for next year, and I need one more letter for this letter game that I'm doing, and I can't find an I. If you all, and I don't think I have an I mirror. I'll get to that in a second.
I think I have an eye pattern.
But I'm gonna go through my ornament issues, and see if I have an I in there.
Yeah, if you can't find an ornament that begins with the word ice,
I might have stitched it. I know
go get another one. Ornaments are cheap.
This is true. Okay, so back to the pattern or series. Not only, I guess we could go with, this was my first Mirabilia that I stitched and led me down the hill of Mirabilias.
It's also another thing that's the first of.
Hmm.
It is the first popular pattern you have ever done that I know of.
He is very right. Normally, I don't go for the super popular patterns.
And you have a couple more now, if I'm not mistaken.
I do.
So that's what it started. Also, I think this is probably your most ambitious color conversion you saw from a YouTuber.
It started my whole color conversion problem.
You're welcome.
Yeah. My teammates actually also said, well, you know, is it the first pattern in a series, you know, in a various Americana patriotic patterns that you're doing? You could say it's the first pattern in a series of Americana patterns that you're doing. And I do know that it's probably going to be the first one that I get done in a series of Americana patterns.
You did not start the flag until after you got that.
No, I did not.
So it was the first you actually did of the patriot. Started your flag obsession.
It was the first of the very Americana.
You're welcome.
So, and the final one is for Techonomy. Explosions in a practical world come from a chemical reaction. Magic, however, has rules of all of its own. What would you stitch on to bring the right emotions to cast either the flamey spell or the blowy uppy spell? And why?
What was it? Let's see what the word are.
And
Ignicata or oblitious?
Oblitious.
Basically, ignite or obliterate.
And why would I stitch on that to match that emotion? Well, Lady of the Flag. Oh God, that was a horrible slip of the tongue. Forgive me. Lady of the Flag causes my stitching to explode because I just want to stitch on her. So that's pretty much what I'm going with.
Plus, if you ask any soldier in the field, that flag is a pretty good way of getting in a fighting shape.
Plus, I'm a huge Civil War buff, and both sides, the regimental colors were like.
Would you like to hear a cool story I remember?
Big, like that's what the regiments, that was the mark of the regiments. If the regimental flag carrier was shot down and couldn't carry the flag, soldiers would put their guns down and carry the flag to lead their regiments. So,
would you like to hear a really cool story? Yes. It was Union versus the Confederates. A young boy, like 10 years old, it happened in the Civil War, was carrying the flag. He was the only Union soldier to survive, and he literally walked into the Confederate lines. He never stopped moving forward. And the Confederates actually embraced him when he got there because of his bravery. And the Confederate soldiers who fought in that battle actually put him up for the Medal of Honor because he carried his flag across the battlefield, even when he was the last person there.
Yep. So, there we go. As far as 2021 plans go, because I know we're getting to that point, the planner that I printed out last year that I was going to originally start the year with is not free for 2021. It's $5, which for that much of a planner, material is not bad. Jen Lee from Quirks and Stitches is doing the 24 Hours of Cross Stitch Planner again. I will try to find it. I will try to remember to link it because I've been very horrid with remembering to link things lately. But we were in Walmart and I found a Disney Happy Planner, a Disney Princess Happy Planner. So that's gonna be my stitching planner.
Tell the full story.
And Joe said, "We're getting it whether you argue with me about it or not."
Yeah, it's a happy planner. It's Disney Princess. She is going to buy it because otherwise she will complain about not buying it for a solid until 2022.
So I do have to switch to my bigger metal rings and insert some extra like notebook pages for like WhipGo, and I'm doing WhipGo for 2021. I don't have it planned out yet. I'm doing this. I joined a group for a new sort of, I guess, challenge for 2021 where we have to pick 24 of the 26 letters in the alphabet and match a project name of the project, name of the pattern, or the main, like a main focus of the pattern to the letters of the alphabet. I have all of my letters planned except for one. I need either an I, an X, or a Z. I'm thinking I'm going to have the best chance of finding an I. But if you think of something, link it to me or suggest it to me.
Do you like religious stuff, dear?
Yes.
I can see if I can find something about Zion.
True.
It's the only thing I can think of with that accent.
1, 2, 3 Stitch doesn't actually have like alphabetical patterns. You can look up designers by their alphabetical name, but like pattern names aren't alphabetical.
Suck a biscuit?
Suck a biscuit.
I use random words instead of curse words in order to keep me from getting in trouble.
So that is 2021 so far planned out. I'm doing, of course, I'm doing Daily 30 again. And I shall continue with Magical Stitches until my clan decides that they no longer want to do Magical Stitches. And that's about it.
You may know when it's my turn.
I don't know what I'm doing with Crystal Academy.
Cross stitch. Look at your face is perfect. I love you. I feel like I'm in high school and I just ticked off the cheerleader.
I was never a cheerleader.
No, that was the look you were giving
Never
me.
wanted to be a cheerleader.
Yeah, I know.
So that's my plan.
You punched cheerleaders.
Not supposed to tell people that.
I have plans. You skip me.
That's my plans. What are your plans, dear?
By August, I want to have Dragons of Sumatra done.
Because you want to put it in needlework.
And I'm kind of not stitching on anything until I get it done. I'm just waiting for me to be able to hold my arm up. Plus, I have to refigure out my lighting situation because I broke my nest.
I know we're both trying to figure out how to get our...
There is nowhere near as much light in the living room, and I'm about this close to going and getting a track set, a bunch of light bulbs, and a plug.
There isn't, and a lot of that has to do with how the house sits. There is not an overhead light in the living room.
The overhead light in here is weird bulbs.
The overhead light in here is, yeah. We got to replace basically all the lighting fixtures.
And we have to add them into the living room, which will probably mean an electrician.
Yes.
I mean, I could do stuff that plugs in, but I think she'd freak out if she called cords crawling up her walls.
That would greatly depend because they do make like a... Anyways. They make something that you can blend into the wall color and the ceiling color with paint. And it might actually be a feasible option.
Yeah, you just put the little square in the corner.
Yeah. So that's plans. Announcements.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I
Belated.
hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving.
I hope you all did it with Zoom.
I hope you all are being very mindful of
Judgy face. Judgy face.
Judgy face. We had to make the decision to cease going to the farmers market because of numbers here in Lorraine County. They are ridiculous. Lorraine County is the highest alert level for COVID in the state. Like, they did it by color. It's like yellow, orange, red, purple. We're purple.
We graduated to the top of the bullshit.
We're my favorite color. That's not a good thing.
You're lower level of pissed. You're screwed.
So we had to make the decision to
not be in a
not
marketplace.
participate in the farmers market because it's just too risky, which has led to other implications with the farmers market and everybody, and it just puts us in a sucky situation. And
We
I
have
don't
to be
like
the bad
being
guys.
in that sucky situation, and I wish people would realize that arguing about this mask thing is doing nothing but hurting the small business in your community. That's my soapbox moment. So
Hey, no, we're not leaving. I'm going on my soapbox. I'm asthmatic. Like, I have to take my inhalers daily thanks to this freaking COVID stress level. Correct. And I wear my mask while I'm at work. Yes, it makes breathing a little bit harder, but COVID would make it a heck of a lot worse. If I got a friend of mine at work got COVID when it first started. He was in the hospital for a solid month, hooked up with breathing tubes, giving him extra oxygen because he could barely breathe for a month. That is how and that was him doing good. That was him getting through it okay. So, yeah, some people are asymptomatic, but if you have a breathing condition, yeah, not wearing the mask is seriously, you're risking my life by being ignorant.
So, yeah.
And I'm off the soapbox. All right, I
am still selling my Bath and Body products, like shipping. I will do one-on-one. You can come to the porch. I will put everything on a table. You can pick out what you want. And we'll do very socially distant shopping. I'm set up. I'm pretty much set up to start doing bags, dyeing, and finishing again. So I can start.
That's one of the modifications I have to make.
So I can start taking orders and commissions for all of that again, which excites me because I really like to get those businesses to take off so that I can quit my job.
And stay in this house all the time.
And just be home all the time. By the way, Ohio, or Northeast Ohio, well, actually almost all of Ohio, is under a winter storm warning today. Into tomorrow.
This is the longest outro ever.
It sure is.
We have the time ticking there at the bottom.
But let me tell you, not looking forward to driving to work tomorrow in the snowstorm. So the link for the April retreat is below. It's still on at this moment.
Even when the vaccine works.
That could change soon. That could change. We'll see. That could change.
When we know, you'll know.
If I know, as soon as I know, y'all will know. That's it for this time. I was going to say this is short and sweet, but we've spent almost 30 minutes talking about plans and announcements and going down bunny hills. So,
Nice.
down the rabbit trails. Hopping down the bunny trail.
Honey, I think you went from a rabbit trail to a squirrel trail to a deer trail to a man trail to a you don't even know what that is, but those footprints look cool trail.
Sasquatch.
I was going to go jackalope.
Sasquatch.
I was going to go jackalope.
Sasquatch. It's Sasquatch. It's Bigfoot. All right, gang. That's it for this week. We have missed you. We will see you. We will be back next week. Until then.
Bye.